Hello guys and welcome back to the TheRS Weekly Podcast sponsored by sixmedia.co.uk. I'm Reese.
I'm Sam.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Good, mate, you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we've got a busy day ahead of us today.
We have, mate.
We've got one down out the way and now we've just got two to go. Yeah, so getting on to the Bundesliga predictions for the midweek round.
Yeah, I didn't even realise there was Bundesliga in this game. This week, sorry.
Full fixture list this week, Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Yes, there is. Shall we crack on and see what myself, you, Jack and Ben have predicted?
Yeah, Jack and Ben, the Flower Pot Men, got their predictions in again.
They have.
Hey, poet and I didn't know it, eh?
I think another one.
Hey, thank you. I'm here all week. No, in all seriousness, we've all got our results in the all four of us on trying to gain some more points on the predictor table.
Yeah, I mean you've got 2 points. And me and Ben have got 1.
Yeah. So
and Jack's got 0 points.
Jack's got nil points. Grand Britannia, nil points.
It's because he goes for the big predictions, that's what it is.
He goes bold or goes home, mate.
Exactly.
I like it. Because one of these days...
One day we'll get one come in.
I'll tell you what, you can all shove it because I got it right and you was nowhere near.
Yeah, fair play to him.
Going on to the first game, Tuesday night, 5:30 kickoff. Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Wolfsburg. We say it every week. This is a tough one to call, this.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Gladbach gave Bayern Munich a good game at the weekend. Really, really did give him a good game at the weekend. This is why I went 2-1 Gladbach. I really think Gladbach can beat Wolfsburg this weekend. However, with Turan out, can players step up to the plate and...
Well, you'd like to think so. Players back after his one-match suspension. I think he picked up a few yellow. Lello. Who's Lello? Picked up a few yellow cards, so we got a one-match ban, I think. This one, apart from Ben, we've all gone fairly safe on this one, I think. You said a 2-1 win for Mönchengladbach.
Definitely.
Explain.
I think the way that Gladbach played against Bayern, and it's a tough place to go to, Bayern, even with the fans, it's a very tough place to go to, the fans. But like I said, mate, in the previous podcast, Gladbach gave Bayern such a good game on Saturday. They really did, and this is why I've gone for a 2-1 win. Borussia Mönchengladbach. But Wolfsburg, they also got a good result against Freiburg, drawing 2-2.
Yeah, Vegas with 2 goals.
But Wolfsburg did go 2-0 up. This is why I'm going. This is why I'm going down the route of Gladbach to win 2-1. This is the reason why.
Well, I mean, fair play. I said the same result. I said 2-1, just really simply because I thought Mönchengladbach played so well in Munich on Saturday evening. I just thought that they could get a win in this one. I think Wolfsburg, they do tend to leak a few goals, as previous games have kind of signalled, really. I went for 2-1 on this also, as well as you. Ben actually went 3-1 Wolfsburg on this one. Another one, go big or go home.
Definitely, mate. I mean, fair play to him if it comes in. It is fair play to him. He's got another point. If he gets it, but I just can see Gladbach just being a bit stronger than what Wolfsburg.
You'd like to think that they'd power on after playing so well in Munich. They'd kind of kick on from there, really. And they need points as well because of the 4-spot situation with Leverkusen.
Yeah, I was about to say this now. I mean, it's 2 teams that are going for the Europa League spot, Wolfsburg and Gladbach.
Well, it'd be Champions League,
won't it? I mean, it's more money if you get into the Champions League, but fair play to them if they both get into...
I think that could be a key as well, and not just with Leverkusen, but with Gladbach also. It could be a key to them keeping their big players if they get in the Champions League.
That you got like Player, Thuram, that young lad that come on for Thuram, Embolo, yeah. I mean, there's players there that we can whiz off that could easy get into the Premier League.
Well, I mentioned it on previous podcast, Florian Neuhaus, number 32 for Gladbach. He was one of the standout players on the pitch. I thought every time he touched it, he looked composed. Nothing seemed to fluster him. He was, composed in possession and out of possession. He's got an engine. He's got a bit of quality. I can see him being one of the players that vultures are going to be sniffing round Gladbach this summer, I think. Jack said 2-2 for this one. I can see that one as well.
Yeah.
I can see why.
Yeah, I also can see why. I mean, they both can score goals.
If there was one game out of all of them, I'd say that probably isn't going to be 0-0. It's that one.
Yeah, and I think Jack might get a point on this one. I think Jack could be smacking the nail on the head with this one. I think that is going to be a game to watch, the Gladbach game. Get watching it if you can.
Do you reckon this is going to be a dark horse game, this one?
I think it's going to be Jack's point, this. I really do.
Potentially.
I mean, that 2-2 is a good shout. A very, very good shout. It is. Because both of them can score goals.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it's if they can get Alisson Player back in and
and
see
firing
if he plays
straight
up front
away.
and Mboula, or whatever his name is, Mbolo. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. So that one's the 5:30 kick-off on Tuesday night. We go on to the 7:30 kick-off between a relegation side and the team that could possibly win it.
Well, they probably are.
Well, they are going to win it on.
Let's be honest, they probably are going to win the league.
Werder Bremen versus Bayern Munich. There's only one result this is going in it, mate.
I can't see. Bremen just can't keep goals out, and when you're playing a team like Bayern Munich, they just smell blood, don't they?
Yeah.
I genuinely think they'll put Bremen to the sword, because when Munich need a result, they get one. And this is the difference between them and everybody else in Germany at this moment in time. They're just and I've said it before, they're a well-oiled machine, mate. They just keep going and going. They seem to churn out results, because Gladbach had the better of the majority of the game against Munich. All right, Munich had chances, but if you look at the balance of play, I mean, we both watched it. We said straight away, Gladbach, they should have at least had a point, at the very least. A contentious offside decision leading to it went in, but I'm not so sure whether it was offside or not. Just a little bit on that. It makes me laugh how they called it offside. They say that if you're offside, a part of your body that's in front of the last defender that you can score with. Well, the only thing that led was his arm, so how does that work then?
Yeah.
They say you can only be offside if a part of your body that you can score a goal with is in front of the defender. Well, it was only his arm, so you tell me. But anyway, away from that dreaded three-letter word, VAR. God, it gives me chills every time I say it. You went 3-1 Bayern Munich on this one. Explain.
It's like you said, mate. You basically summed it up. Werder Bremen concede so many goals. I think they're the highest scoring team score past, I think.
Well, they're the equal worst goal record, aren't they, in the league?
Bayern Munich, mate, once they start, they don't stop. Plus, Robert Lewandowski and Thomas Muller are back. Yeah,
they're both going to be back in the team for that. You can guarantee it, because they want the league sewn up. So I can't see anything but a Munich win.
Yeah, I think Bayern Munich are just gonna go there. They're gonna put the strongest team out, and they're just gonna absolutely bulldoze over Werder Bremen.
Well, I can see it coming. I could see it happening. I went 4-1 Bayern Munich on this.
I can see why I went 4-1.
Well, I just think once Bayern get 1 or 2, but this could go one or two ways. This, because if Bayern go 2 or 3-0 up, they're probably going to bring some kids on, because they know they're going to win the game. They'll just keep the ball as much as they can. They've got players to do it. When you've got players like Kimmich, Goretzka. You know, you've got Alaba playing at centre-half, who's as good playing in midfield as he is at centre-back.
Yeah.
They can all keep the ball. They're all capable of doing it. I think once it goes to 2-0, they might bring some kids on in this,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know, but I'm just speculating, really.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, mate.
I went 4-1 just because if Bayern Munich want to score goals, they'll put a few past them.
Oh, 100%. Ben and Jack went with the same result. They went 3-0 Bayern Munich on this.
I could see why as well, though.
I think that's going to be. We could get some points in that.
Well, possibly. I would be very surprised if one of us didn't get that result right. And I'm not counting out Werder Bremen, because at the end of the day they are fighting for their safety. But I just think they can't keep goals out. And when you're playing Bayern Munich, they'll smell blood from that.
Exactly.
If Lewandowski gets a chance, he'll score. So if Bayern Munich get 1, Werder Bremen are fighting an uphill battle, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. I mean, Werder Bremen, fair play to them to beat Paderborn 5-1.
Yeah, they did play well.
It's Paderborn, not Bayern Munich.
I know. There is always that argument, I guess, and, it's like playing devil's advocate, isn't it? You think, right, well, yeah, all right, Bayern Munich could turn up and absolutely put Werder Bremen to the sword, but then again, that 5-1 win could really kickstart them. But we said this weeks ago, didn't we? They got 2 wins in a row, and then they got battered 3-0 at home by Frankfurt. Yeah. So, it can go one or two ways. I still think Munich will put goals past them, though. They're just too strong for them.
Munich will hammer them, I think. They've got to go there needing a win.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Werder Bremen beat them?
If Werder Bremen win, scenes.
Yeah, pure scenes.
Scenes if they beat them.
Because then that puts real pressure on Bayern Munich. Because they've got to... I think they play at home.
And I got oh no, it's not Leipzig. Dortmund have got Leipzig on the Saturday. They've got Mainz, I think.
Possibly. We did have a look as well.
We did have a look.
Well, I mean, if they lose tomorrow night, I mean, that is a very big if. If they do lose tomorrow night, then there could be a bit of squeaky bum time in that, because it's only if Dortmund win on Wednesday, it's only going to be 4 points.
Exactly.
And then you've got it all to, because then Bayern,
and you have to play for
they need to win.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a case of they'll get a point and they'll still win the league because of goal difference. But yeah, this could be interesting tomorrow. I do believe that Munich will win the game. But
I believe Munich will win it fair and square. I think tomorrow night is basically theirs. They have to turn up tomorrow. They have to walk all over Werder Bremen, and it's looking like they're going to win the league, mate. Unfortunately, again.
Yeah, unfortunately,
again.
Right, moving on to the next 7:30 kickoff Tuesday night: SC Freiburg versus Hertha Berlin. I wasn't really sure about this one, to tell you the truth. I've seen both teams play recently. Berlin looked all right on Saturday until they got Boyata sent off. There was 1-0 up through Piontek.
Yeah, I mean, I went 1-0 Hertha Berlin. I mean, none of us have gone for high scoring, barring Ben, I think.
No, I will say on this game, though, I don't think... Look, if I had to pick one out of all the games, I think this is the one we could slip up on. Because both teams have got the capable of scoring goals.
You've also got to think now Hertha Berlin haven't got Boyata in this game.
Yeah, but they was down to 10 men on Saturday, and they'll have someone to step in his place. So they're going to start with a full team, so that's a bonus to start with.
Yeah.
And if they don't get a man sent off, it could go a lot differently for them. Because that changed the entire game then. Because once you're playing with 10 men, spaces start to pop up all over, don't they?
Yeah.
Where you're losing that extra man. I went 1-1 in this game, and you went 1-0 Hertha Berlin. Ben actually said 3-1 Hertha Berlin to win. I could see why, though.
Yeah, I can as well, mate. I mean, Freiburg, fair play to him to pull it back to... Was it Wolfsburg that played? It was, wasn't it?
Who's this, sorry?
Freiburg went to Wolfsburg at weekend.
Yes, yeah, away.
I mean, fair play to them to pulling it back to 2-2.
Yeah, they did well, especially 2-0 down.
Yeah, especially for 2-0 down. Jack went 1-1 as well with this. I mean, this, like you've just said, this could be the game where we slip up. Maybe.
I was undecided whether to go for goals or play it safe, and I played it safe on this one, trying to get them points in, but you just never know, do you?
No,
you never know, and especially with the way the league's going, no team seems to have home advantage at the moment.
No. It's tough without a crowd, mate.
It is, because it just changes the dynamics of the game, doesn't it? It changes the way that you look at it. If you've got fans behind you, or if you've got fans against you, if you are an away team, I think... I'm going to use the Dortmund-Bayern game, Die Klassiker, as an example. That game, to me, is completely different if Dortmund are playing in front of their own fans, because you've got 70,000, the yellow wall, you've got all them in there. The game's different. With no fans, it's very much an even playing field.
Yeah. Fans are your 12th man.
They are.
Yeah,
it's a cliche. It's a cliche saying, but it's true. Like, the fans are your 12th man, because if your own fans are behind you, it does lift you. Every professional you'll ever speak to says if your fans are behind you, of course it lifts you. Of course it does. It's part of why teams have such a strong home record, because of things like that. I wasn't really sure with the Hertha Berlin game, though. I wasn't sure whether to go safe or go for goals, but I went safe in the end.
Yeah, like you said, mate, you've gone 1-1 on this. I mean, fair play to you. It's one of them games where you don't know what's going to happen. It's both of them can score, both of them can concede. So, yeah, straight down the middle for you, 1-1. I said 1-0, Ben said 3-1, and Jack said 1-1.
Yeah, moving on to the next game of the 7:30 kickoffs. Union Berlin versus Paderborn.
Yeah, this is the last Tuesday night game, isn't it, I believe?
Yes, rounds up Tuesday's games.
Union Berlin, Paderborn. I mean, Paderborn are down and out. They're gone.
Well, they are gone now. I'm pretty sure mathematically they're gone now because this will be match week 32. So there'll be 2 games after this, 33 and 34. They've only got 9 points to play for. Do you know what I mean? And then they can't catch Mainz, who are on 31 points, and they sit in 15th. So they are down now.
Yeah, I mean...
Which way are they going to go, though? Are they going to go all out to try and get as many points as they can to give themselves a bit of respectability about it? Because they have been poor this year.
Yeah, they have.
Union Berlin need to win, though. They need a win. Even though they're on 35 points, because they can still be caught by Mainz.
Yeah, I mean...
So
they're at home. They have got the home advantage.
Whatever that means.
Well, yeah, what it means nowadays. But we'll quickly run through the results that we said. I've said 2-0 Union Berlin. Reece said 1-0 Union Berlin. Ben said the exact same as me. He went 2-0 as well, Union Berlin. And Jack said 2-1 Union Berlin. I mean... I can see why we've all gone for a Union Berlin win. Paderborn are just, like you said, down and out, mate.
They didn't cover them sins in glory on Saturday, did they? Let's be honest.
No.
As good as Werder Bremen looked at times, Paderborn were just as bad. So I don't know, mate. I would suggest if I was the Paderborn manager that I would be trying to get as many points as I can and playing what you think's your best 11. Because at the end of the day, there's no point in playing kids now because they're already down. And you could say, well, isn't that a reason to play the kids from the youth system? Yeah, it maybe is, but I wouldn't use it. I would want my strongest team to get as many points. They can only get a potential 29 points anyway because they're on 20 now and there's 3 games left. They can only get 29 points, so I don't know. Read into that. I mean, I don't know. What's your thoughts on it? What would you do in their situation?
Not what you can do, is really.
I know, but would you go with your strongest team?
Oh, yeah,
I'd
still go with my strongest team because you're still playing for it, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. That's my thoughts on it. You're still playing for points, mate.
Yeah,
isn't it?
But they are, like you've said, mathematically, they're gone.
I always make this argument, right? Because, you know when teams have, like they're saying about Liverpool, right? So say, for example, if Arsenal beat Man City and then Liverpool beat Everton, they win the league, right? From there on in, they're still chasing records to get the record points total, right? And they're chasing all these other different records. Play your strongest team. Don't rest people.
Yeah.
I don't see the point in playing the kids in games like that because they're not going to have any other... They're not going to play in the Premier League, are they?
No.
Realistically, unless one of them is outstanding, he's not going to play. So what is the point? To me, I don't know. Please feel free to chuck your opinion in the comments section, guys, but I just don't see the point in it, Sam. What's the point in playing the kids? Because they're not going to play in the Premier League next year. So it's like, you can say, it's an experience for them. Yeah, it is, but what's the point?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to play continuous Premier League football. If you was 19, so say you're someone like, I don't know, maybe 21, so say you're someone like Kai Havertz, right? He's 21 years old, and you can class him as still a young kid, right, at 21. He's going to play the majority of the games for Leverkusen, Champions League, Europa League, German Cup, German League. It doesn't matter. He's still going to play pretty much every game because of how good he is. These kids, if they was that good, they'd be playing for the first team.
Yeah.
And they could say they look at ones for the future. I don't know. This is a debate. I could go on forever about this because I personally don't see the point in playing the kids in games like that. And Paderborn, I can't see them doing the same either. I just don't understand it.
I know what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. I do. I really do get where you're coming from, but I don't know, mate. It's tough, innit? It's tough to come
it's a sickener for Paderborn. It's like, which one do you want to nick your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like asking them that, isn't it? They can't win either way. They're not going to get out of trouble now, so what's the point?
Yeah.
Well, I understand why. I'd get it, but I'd like to think they'd try end up with as many points as they can, just to give them a bit of respectability, I guess. Union Berlin at home, though. They've been quite strong this year, and they need points.
They do need points, mate. That's why we've gone for our results on Tuesday night.
Moving on?
Yes, let's move on to the early kickoff on Wednesday night, which is the 5:30 kickoff. It's Frankfurt versus Schalke. Now, two good results for them both at the weekend. Well, I'd say more Frankfurt than Schalke.
Yeah, I think Frankfurt was the standout team for me over the weekend, apart from Werder Bremen. I would say Frankfurt, probably the standout team.
Let's go for our predictions on this then. I said 2-1 Frankfurt. Reece said 2-0 Frankfurt. And Ben and Jack have gone for Schalke wins here. Ben went 2-1 Schalke and Jack went 3-2 Schalke. Now, I don't quite understand. Well, I don't know if Jack's seen Schalke play lately, but they cannot score more than 3 goals. They can't. They cannot score more than 3 goals.
Well, I'm not making the same mistake that I did this weekend just gone, where I said I'd sell my house if Schalke won 4-1. I'm not doing that. So, I still don't expect them to win, though. I'd be very surprised if they go to Frankfurt and score them more than 1 goal. Because I don't know if they've got it in them or not, I'll be honest.
I'd be surprised if they even score.
Well, Frankfurt are now a team on the up, and they're starting to show now, in patches, why they are one of the better teams in Germany. To me, I watched them when they had Luka Jovic and Sebastian Haller playing. They was a side, a proper side, and they gave Munich a game every time. Dortmund, they played them. RB Leipzig, they gave them all a really good game because there was a strong side. Since losing them players, I think they kind of lost the way a little bit.
It's quite upsetting to see what happened to Luka Jovic, you know.
It is, because what a complete waste of time Madrid was. Because let's be honest, we both said at the time he will not play for Real Madrid.
I knew he wouldn't play for Real Madrid.
Zidane doesn't fancy him at all.
Not ever carrying Benzema, no chance. I mean, Benzema's on fire for him. So why would you play? I think he cost him like 50 million as well.
I think it was 50 million euros.
Yeah.
What a waste of money.
Yep.
Well, no, I think that's the wrong way to word it.
It's not a waste of money.
It's a waste of money, but it's a waste of time in going there.
Yeah.
If you're not going to play first team football, the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get loaned out or you get sold again. Because Madrid is just, I've got my own opinions on Real Madrid as a football club. and as an establishment, I think they're a complete joke.
Yeah.
But, Frankfurt, they are starting to show some form now. They're starting to show why they're one of the best footballing sides in the German Bundesliga. I think this game, though, Jack and Ben have gone very bold, haven't they, with the predictions?
Yeah, definitely, mate. I don't quite get this one.
Look, the 2-1 Schalke I can understand, but 3-2 Schalke. If Schalke score them more than 1 goal, I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
They don't look like they've got 2 goals in them.
No, they don't.
At the moment. Look devoid of creativity and ideas, but we'll see with that one. That's how I'm going to eat my words if they're right, though.
I'll eat my words if they score more than 2 goals.
Is that the predictions for that one then?
Yeah, I think we'll finish with
so moving on to the 7:30 kickoffs on Wednesday evening. FC Augsburg versus Hoffenheim. Discuss.
I mean, we've all gone for Hoffenheim to get 2 goals.
I think we've gone pretty bold on this one, haven't we?
I mean, let's just run through them. I said 2-0 Hoffenheim. You said 2-1 Hoffenheim. Ben said 2-2. And Jack said 3-2 Augsburg. I mean, 3-2 against Augsburg, that is a very, very, very risky to go against Hoffenheim to concede 3 goals.
I think Hoffenheim are very capable of scoring a couple of goals. And on my predictor, this is why I went 2-1 Hoffenheim. Augsburg this season, though, I think they've been fairly solid, but they're about where people would expect them to be. To be honest, Augsburg are not a bad side. They're not. They're not one of the worst teams in the Bundesliga by a long stretch. Hoffenheim, on the other hand, they've been up and down this year. They do sit in a Europa League place, I believe. I could be wrong on that. Oh, maybe it's Wolfsburg, isn't it, that occupy the last underneath, the Europa League spot. Hoffenheim are just behind them. I think Hoffenheim, they are a fairly decent side, Julian Nagelsmann's old club, and to be honest, where they sit now is pretty much down to his coaching and the ethos that he tried to put in place there. I'll be interested to see how this one plays out. We've all gone pretty bold. You went 2-0 Hoffenheim. I said 2-1 Hoffenheim. Ben said 2-2. And Jack said 3-2 Augsburg. So we've all gone for goals in this game, so it's going to end a 0-0.
I said that about Vert Brannan, but look what happened.
Yeah. But, I think definitely this one... I think this one's the potential banana skin out of the lot of them. I think we could slip up on this one. I decided to go bold with goals in the game just because I thought that Hoffenheim were more than capable, and Augsburg, to be fair. They're more than capable of scoring that many.
I can't believe Jack's gone 3-2 Augsburg. That's very, very risky.
It is risky, but fortune favours the brave, as they say.
I'm telling you, this is a week where Jack's going to get some results in.
If Jack gets 4 points in a week, I'll be fuming.
This is where I'll get some points, I reckon.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm still thinking about that one. Moving on to the next one of the 7:30 games, Dortmund versus Mainz. Now, form and whatever home advantages nowadays, this screams a Dortmund win. I don't think it's going to be as easy as it looks on paper. No. Dortmund at the moment seem to come on strong in the second half when teams start to tire from chasing the ball around for the majority of the game.
Maybe that's what they do though. Maybe they try and tire the teams on and just attack them.
I definitely think it's a ploy now. Having seen how their last 3 or 4 games have gone, it's definitely a thing where they play better in the second half.
I agree with you.
Definitely. To be fair, some of the football they play, the interchange in between people like Sancho, Hazard, Haaland, Guerrero, Hakimi, that's a pretty formidable front line, by the way.
I mean, Marco Reus could possibly be
back. Yeah, the captain at Marcinho11 on Twitter, if you're interested.
Yeah.
What a servant for Borussia Dortmund, and what a football player, more to add. If his career has been crippled by injuries.
It has, mate.
He should have... He's always stayed loyal to Dortmund, which is why I love Marco Reus. I love him like one of my own when I watch him, because he's such a talented footballer. He's just been completely crippled by injuries. I'd love to see him finish his career there, though. What a servant for that football club.
I think he will. I don't think he'll leave Dortmund.
Well, what's the point? I don't see the point at this stage in his career. Where else is he going to go?
Exactly.
Like, he's not going to. He's never going to sell out and go to Bayern like the rest of them have. No. He had the chance.
Yeah.
When Lewandowski left, there was interest in Marco Reus. Just look at the players that Bayern have taken from Dortmund over the last... Hummels being one. Lewandowski, Goetze. When you're looking at players like this, unfortunately, it seems to be a trend that I'd like to stop, really. But Marco Reus is the only one out of the lot of them that stayed all that time. Yeah. So I'd like to think that's going to count for something when it comes to... he is pushing 30 now. So
I think he's older than 30, I think.
I don't think so. I think he's 30, 31 at a push. Dortmund... I've gone for a Dortmund win. I said 2-0. I don't think it's going to be as easy on paper, because Mainz need a result as well. Let's not forget that. They're fighting relegation, so they need points. They're going to have to come and try and score goals, which will probably open it up.
I think... Going back to the Bayern Munich game, I think if, and it's a big if Werder Bremen do beat Bayern Munich, the pressure is going to be on Dortmund. It is going to be on Dortmund.
Well, carry on, sorry.
If Bayern do win, I just think Dortmund are going to slack off Wednesday. What they've got to play for. Bayern's second place.
Well, second place.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, but to me, that's going to be key in who you get in the Champions League next year. Because if you don't win the league, you need to make sure you finish second, because then you're not up against every single top European side. Look what happened in this year's Champions League, right? After last season, they finished second by 1 point, but they didn't win the league, right? So who did they get in the Champions League?
PSG.
No, in the group stages, Inter Milan and Barcelona.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That tells you how difficult it is once you finish second. But if you finish third, it's even worse, because you're guaranteed to play at least 2 top teams from the seeds in the other groups. So, yeah, Dortmund need a win. Regardless of what's going to happen in the Munich-Bremen game, regardless of that, Dortmund need to win. You've gone 4-1 on this one. I can see why, because Dortmund, especially second half, if they start to flow, they will score.
Yep. I think Royce will make a return.
I hope so.
I think Haaland will start. But who did he drop? Hopefully it's Brandt. He's not been pulling the strings for the past 2 games, I don't think. Not like he has been doing. Guerrero's been on fire as always. Token Hazard's been a little bit quiet as well, past few games. I mean, I could say the same about Sancho as well. He's been quiet as well. But that's my opinion on them players. But yeah, I've gone 4-1, mate. I just think Dortmund are going to be too strong for mine.
Yeah, well, you've gone 4-1. I said 2-0. Ben went 3-1 to Dortmund, and Jack said 4-1 to Dortmund. But I could see every single one of those potential. You and Jack went the same score on that one, I believe.
Yeah, just hopefully Dortmund can turn up to them tomorrow, Wednesday.
Well, moving on to the next 7:30 kickoff, Bayer Leverkusen versus FC Cologne. Leverkusen have been a bit indifferent recently.
Yeah, they have.
I think they've kind of struggled in patches.
They've slacked off, I think.
Yeah, they have, and they can't afford to because they're the ones that are trying to sew up that last Champions League spot. They can't afford to be slacking, and I do worry for Leverkusen because I think players like Diaby, like Kai Havertz, if they don't get in the Champions League, it's pretty much guaranteed that they'll be out of there.
See you later. Off you go.
Yeah, I can see big clubs coming in, especially for Havertz. I mean, we spoke about him, before. Leverkusen, I wasn't sure about this one because Leverkusen have been a bit indifferent recently. They threatened to do well and then they'll go and lose. I mean, they took a bit of a battering at home to Munich after taking the lead inside the first 10 minutes. Yeah, I went 2-1 on this one to Leverkusen just simply because Leverkusen are at home. I wasn't too sure. I mean, you says 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
You went for a 1-1 draw with this one.
I mean, they struggled against Schalke, mate. They really did. Havertz didn't really do a lot in that game either. He was quite quiet, to be honest. Yeah, that's the reason I've gone 1-1. They're just struggling, mate. They really are. I mean, they lost 5-1 to Wolfsburg. They struggled against Bayern. They struggled against Schalke. And I mean, Cologne aren't in the best form.
No,
this is why I've gone straight down the middle and gone 1-1.
Yeah, I can see why. The only thing I'd say, though, Leverkusen, when they start to knock the ball around, they do create chances. And
I agree with you.
They prove that, but it just depends on what sort of game plan Peter Bosch comes up with, because they've looked so average in parts, but then so good in others. So, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this one goes. I mean, Ben's gone 2-1 Leverkusen.
Yeah.
But Jack said, because Jack loves Cologne, works on multi-levels, actually. Jack's gone 3-1 Cologne win. I do think it's just because it's Cologne, and I think he's just said a score. But, well, if that come in... If I lose my record of being the leader on the board because of that result, I'll be fuming. So, guys, moving on to the last game on Wednesday. 7:30 kickoff. Red Bull Leipzig versus Dusseldorf. Discuss.
I've said 2-0 Leipzig. And the reason I've said 2-0 Leipzig and I've not gone any higher, because I think Dusseldorf are going to be fighting for that game, like they did against Dortmund. They are fighting for relegation, and that is the reason I've gone 2-0. I think Dusseldorf are going to come out first half, they're going to hammer him first half, give them it all first half. Second half, Leipzig are just going to walk all over him.
Well, I think this game will kind of follow the same pattern. If Dusseldorf can keep them from scoring in the first half, Leipzig, they'll get a few jitters in the team. Because Leipzig, if they play, they'll expect to score with the football that they play. However, Dusseldorf proved against Dortmund in the first half they're more than solid when they want to be. They're more than solid defensively. I do worry about the second half, though, because Dusseldorf will not come out and try to outplay Leipzig on the in football in terms. They won't even do that. They won't try. So I'd be interested to see how that one ends up, really, and more second half when the game starts to open up a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Fitness will start kicking in.
Yeah,
as well.
it's Leipzig are a super. I mean, they're a superior footballing side to Dusseldorf. I think the results in the league table, they represent that. I don't think it's going to be as easy though. I mean, to be fair, I say that I went for a 3-0 Leipzig win because I can see them scoring a few. You went 2-0 Leipzig. Ben went 3-1 RB Leipzig, and Jack went 5-2 Leipzig. Although, to be fair, I won't put it past Leipzig scoring 5.
I won't put it past him, but Jack just loves going big and bold, doesn't he? He loves it.
The thing is, if he said 5-0, I could get that. I could understand that, but he fancied Dusseldorf to get 2 goals.
Dusseldorf don't even look like scoring 2.
Well, I'll be very surprised. I mean, they got beat 5-0 at Bayern. They lost 1-0 at home to Dortmund. That's 2 games where they haven't scored against the top teams. I fancy that to continue, to be honest. But then again, if I'm wrong, it wouldn't surprise me because the results, some of them recently, have just thrown a spanner right in the works, haven't they?
Sure have, mate. Sure have. So we have it. The predictions for Tuesday and Wednesday night's Bundesliga game.
Which is match week 32.
Yes, it will be. So obviously there's 34. So there's 3 games left. And all Bayern have to do is beat Werder Bremen. And they've won the league. Which is a bit of a shitter for us because it's just a shame to see him win it yet again. It is
to be honest, what killed it for me, Sam? What killed it for me was when Bayern beat Dortmund in the Klassiker, because then the gap went to 7 points, and we knew straight away they're not going to let 7 points up, are they?
Nah, no way.
It's a massive shame, but what else can we say? And I asked the question at the end of the last podcast, and I'm going to ask it again. Who's going to be good enough to topple Bayern Munich? So please feel free, guys, to get your comments in the comment section. Please feel free to get it in. Let me know your opinion. I really want to start this debate off with someone. Who is going to be good enough to topple Bayern Munich? I want to end that again on the podcast.
Yeah. Leave your comments in the comment section down below, guys. Let's see who everyone can say. I mean, I think there's only 2 teams that can. It's either Leipzig or Dortmund. But if Leipzig lose, Timo Werner, Upamecano, players like that, I think they're going to struggle next season.
It does depend, doesn't it? It definitely depends. Yeah, I mean, like as I've said before, guys, feel free to get your comments in the comments section. I have said before, and I will say it again, I do want to start a debate on this. I want people's honest opinion on who they think is going to be good enough to topple the mighty Munich. Yeah, so as I've said, please feel free, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you haven't done so already. Massive thank you to Gareth Morgan at Six Media for supplying us with the header and the logo for our podcast. Huge thank you, great service, and we'll leave a link in the description below.
Yeah, so from me and Reese,
it's Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you very much.
Au revoir.